This is MySQL and PHP project. Under the MySQL and PHP project section, we have 3 different scripts. That is three different programs that we have written, and I believe you can use, and you can even edit to suit your taste. So right now we are going to start with the chat script. This is an application that we've already developed, a web application that we've already developed, that if you install on your server, then in few minutes you will have a site that people can come online on and chat, meet them friends, they will chat with themselves. So that's what the script, that's all it's all about. So right now, how do you install this? So all you need to do to install this chat script is you have to make sure that you unzip this file, and every folder and the files that is inside it, you have to transfer it to your server. You can either use the mobile FTP or use the file system file manager, which is the same thing as the FileZilla. But right now, if you say you want to use, because the files that are inside all this folder, everything is sum up to like 270 something plus. So if you are transferring like 274 files to your server using the Ewebtutor mobile FTP, it will take a lot of time, and even due to internet connection problem, it may just upload some, and before you know it, the others will just it will just fail. So the best approach is, when you are transferring large files, please make sure you use the system file manager. FileZilla as an example. It's very easy to get, and I believe during the Ewebtutor introduction I explained to you how you can download the FileZilla to your system, and how you can install it, and how you can also use it. During the Ewebtutor tutorial we talk about that. So all you just need to do is extract this folder, extract this file chats to a particular location in your system that you know of, maybe your desktop for example. Then you open your FileZilla. I've told you during the Ewebtutor introduction that this section now is displaying files and folders in your system, and this section is displaying files and folders on your server. But right now you are not yet connected to your server. So to connect to your server, your host is same thing as your IP address or your domain name. But if you are using the Ewebtutor server that we gave you, make sure you use your IP address. Your IP address, you can get that when you log into your profile, your Ewebtutor profile. When you log into your Ewebtutor profile, Ewebtutor.com. So when you log into your Ewebtutor profile, you go to, you click on admin area. So you log in using your username and Ewebtutor password. So if all is well, it should take you to your account. So this is your IP address. So it serves as your host name. So but if you have hosted your own website yourself, maybe you've paid money to any hosting company to host a site, then instead of using your IP, the IP address they gave you, you can as well use your domain name. But if you are using the Ewebtutor server that we gave you, use your domain name here. So you copy use your IP address here. Then you copy your IP address, then you paste it here. Then this username serve as the username we gave you when you register the server. The username, as in your username that we sent to you during the course of your registration, your cPanel username. And this one here, the password, is the cPanel password. Then you are going to supply it. Then port. This port now, when you are using the mobile Ewebtutor FTP, you don't need ports. But when you are using FileZilla, you need port. And even some other, because it's not only FileZilla that is the only file manager for system. There are a lot of file manager for system. So when you are using file manager of system, it requires you to have a port. Port for any server, irrespective of whatever server you want to connect to. Even if you want to connect to Facebook, port is always 21. So if all the information you supply is correct, then it should open your folder, your server folder for you. Can you see now? This is your server files. So, and I told you that whenever you want your user to see your files online, all you need to do is upload all your files that you want them to have access to www directory or your public underscore HTML. You can use either of the two, but I'm going to use this. So all the file in my system, then I'm going to upload it to the server. All I need to do is, what if this is the file I want to upload, for example, I'll just control here it, I'll right click, then I'll click on upload. Automatically all these files is going to be uploaded directly to the server, but it can take time. But you are going to see the process bar, how it's transferring. You're going to see it here. So this is how to transfer a file to the server. So we've already explained all this during the Ewebtutor introduction. We are just revising. But right now, this chat script, how do we install it? It's very simple. The first thing you do is unzip this to a particular directory in your desktop. Then using the file manager, transfer it, get the directory, the baby desktop now chat. This is my desktop. Then I'll click on chat. Then you are going to control E of all the file. Then you click on upload to upload to the server. After it's successfully transferred to the server, then all you need to do is access your domain URL. Then you are going to see there will be a lot of information that will be prompted. Then the first stage you are going to get to is they will ask you to click here to begin. You will click here to begin. Then the next stage is going to take you to where they will ask you for information of your database. But note one thing, the host name is always localhost when you want to connect to database. I've explained to you when you want to use PHP to connect to the database, the host name is always localhost. Then they will ask you for your username. Then you supply your cPanel username there. They will ask you for your password. You supply your cPanel password. The next information that they are going to ask you is they will ask you for your database name. Please and please, you have to first go to your, I believe you know how to create a database. All you need to do is you go to your cPanel, you click on MySQL database, then you type the name of the database you want to create. Then once you type it and you click on create, automatically it will create database. But note, if what you type inside that box is, let's say you type ChatDB, note your database is not ChatDB. Your database will now be what? The previous of your username, your cPanel username is going to be added along to it. Like my own now, my previous is market, so my database will now become market underscore ChatDB. So irrespective of whatever you created, the username, your cPanel username underscore is going to act as the prefix to that particular word that you created. So if I create ChatDB as my database name now, then my database name is not ChatDB. My database name will now be what? Market underscore ChatDB. So this is the file structure. This is the database structure for MySQL, remote MySQL. So right now, if all is well, then the last thing they are going to ask you is the table prefix, but you can leave that empty. You may decide not to. You may just leave it as default. What is there before, something X7 chart or so, just leave that as default. Then click on the button. Once you click on the button, it's going to take you to the next page, and that next page is where it will ask you for your administrative account, that you should create an administrative account. So that administrative account is what you'll be using to administer your chat room. So that's where you see the number of people that have registered for the chat room, the people that are chatting present. You will be able to see all the information about people that are using your chat room. So that's just about that. So once you finish installing it, next time you go to your URL, it's not going to direct you to the install page again, because you've installed it. So it will only direct you to the install page if you are installing the script, if you are running the script for the first time. But subsequent time is not going to redirect to the installer page. But just have one thing at the back of your mind. After you finish installing the script and people are using it, you can go back to your files manager, your file sealer, and you access your server. You can download all the scripts that you upload to the server, download it back to your system. You can edit it and upload it back to the server. So that means whatever script that you have, your chat room will look something like this. After you finish installing it, your chat room will look something like this. Can you see? New user can create accounts. They can reset password here. They can log into the profile. Let me log into the admin profile. Admin. So your chat room will look something like this. Let me log into the admin area. Can you see now? How many users are online? I have just one user online. Can you see? And that user is what? Is admin. So I can press I. Can you see my message? How are you? So anybody that connects to this chat room online, also anybody that connects to this your domain URL, automatically that person username is going to display here, and this person now, this admin, can be chatting with the person. So I can ask any question from the person, I can chat with the person. So that is just about it. So at the end, by the time you finish installing this script, this is what you are going to have. And here, this is the admin C panel, control panel for the administrative. This is the control panel for the administrative. So here now, you can set for the system, word filter. So all these things, you can browse through them yourself. So that's just about the chat aspect. So that's the installation and the usage. So anytime you just want to access your chat, all you need to do is just go through your domain URL. So that's about the chat scripts. But there are other scripts here also. We have the login and sign up with admin. So this is just like a login page and a sign up page that also has an administrative backend. So that means whenever you want to create a site that collects user information, that makes them to sign up, that makes them to log in, and that they are going to have an administrative page, that is, they will have a profile page after the login. So this script is good for you. Then how to install it is inside this installation process. The reason we are not showing you the practical aspects of this, how to install this script, is because of one reason. Is because we want you to practicalize it yourself with the knowledge of PHP that you have. That we try to create something, we try to talk about the Mysql_connect, how to connect to the database, we talk about all those things. With that knowledge, I believe you should be able to practicalize this yourself. So that is why. But if you have any problem or for any inquiry, please, you can just contact us on our contact form, and we will be glad to respond to you. So of this script now, the installation instruction is here, so you can just go through it, then you practice everything before you know it. But note, irrespective of whatever you are doing, the first thing is that this file has to first go to your server. Make sure you transfer, because this file is not that much, it's just like 6. So I believe this example now, you can make use of the mobile FTP, because the file is not much. All you need to do is don't use ordinary upload in the mobile FTP, use unzip and upload. That's when you log into your mobile FTP, Ewebtutor mobile FTP, use unzip and upload. So it will unzip it itself and it will upload it to your server directly. So since it's no more, the reason I asked you to use Mysql during the time of chat is because there are a lot of folders and files in it. So right now, another thing that we have here is the login and sign up with mail confirmation. This time around, if you want to create a site that collects user information, like signing up, logging in, and once it collects the user information, once they sign up, it will first allow them, direct them to go to their email box to check for confirmation email to confirm before they will be able to log in. I believe you've come across site like that you have to register. They will ask you to first go and confirm their your email. Then when you confirm it, then that's when you will be able to log in. So if you want to create something like that, then this script is for you. So the reason for giving this script for you is just that we've developed this thing and we want you to go through this thing. Once you go through this thing, even at the end of installing, by the time you install it, open each of these files one by one, edit them, work on them, edit them, and refresh your web page, see the changes, feel it. So with that, you will be able to understand much about, as you're able to understand a lot about everything that we discuss here. Even though you cannot do even though there are still some things, even though you've learned PHP very much, there are still some syntax inside this script. Although no, most of all this syntax that are here is just repetition, is something that you are familiar with. But even though there is something you don't know how they achieve, by the time you first install this script, you run it, and you are editing them, it will be coming to your understanding about all these things that we talk about in writing these scripts. So right now, the installation procedure of this one also is inside the installation instruction, install instruction. So you can go through it. Can you see? You can go through it. So and once you go through it, but make sure that everything that is here, all these scripts, make sure it's got to your what? It's got to your server first. Whether you use the mobile FTP or you use the file seller, just get them to your server. After you get them to your server, then read their installation manual, try to know how to install them, and once you know how to install them on the server, run it. And after you run it, the next thing is edit wherever you want to edit. So you can just, if I were you, I'll just open all these things. Once I open them, I'll just look through them, as in see something that I can change there, maneuver it, run the page again, see the way it looks and stuff like that. That's the way you learn. So if there is any information, please, you can get back to us on our email or you contact us directly. So thanks for listening. Have a wonderful day.